Hello, hello, hello. So wonderful. I am so excited to have this cadre of representatives that has been the L&D Cares together with yourFlock co-creation team. This inception of an idea that was born out of the L&D Cares Career Growth Summit 1 to say, hey, what magic can we do together around a win-win-win? These folks are going to be taking you through and we invite you to play along in the chat and in the Q&A. And then I'm going to do something that this group doesn't really know that well from me. I'm going to zip it. Okay? And I will let you all take it away. Have fun, my dears.
Thanks. So the question we have for you is, how many of you would like to know how co-creation looks like? Well, if you do, stay with us and you will discover what we did with yourFlock and L&D Cares. We have 4 people with us today. Dan, who is the co-founder of yourFlock. This is a startup empowering organization by helping them find their core values. Then we will hear from Holly. She will represent L&D Cares. She is the co-founder of Flooring Professionals and a consulting business that helps professionals find their way in the academic and working world. We will hear from the perspective of Lourdes, who's a talent, and she is an emerging learning expert. So that's going to be awesome. At the end, I, Anne-Cécile Graber, will talk about co-creation, what we did all together. I am a facilitator for diverse teams. I just help them tap into their diversity to do awesome stuff together. So what do you want to tell us, Dan? Thank you.
Hi there, just making sure that everyone can hear, really, because my internet over a little while has been going up and down. So hopefully it's all fine. So co-creation without technology is tricky, isn't it? But I won't rant about that. But as you said, Nancy, we're Flock, and taking a bit of a step back. You might not, people on the call might not know what Flock is, but Flock originally started as a tool to help people study their company culture and to build better teams as well. And I'd be dying if I didn't start the business. Michal started it, and it was originally called Macaulay about 3 years ago. And I actually invested in yourFlock because I'd actually tried to build something very similar to it, but couldn't get the right team together, which is ironic considering that's what Flock actually does. It helps people build the right team. But Michal, I bumped into him, and he's a great guy, and he was talking about some of the research that had just come over from Stanford, and he had just finished that off at Manchester University and done his thesis over there. And actually, Manchester University became our first client and proved that that Flock itself as an idea worked. So yourFlock originally started as a consultancy, then it was a set of workshops, and then it became an online SaaS product and software as a service, with SaaS stuff as software as a service. So we knew that we wanted to help people, and we especially wanted to help people with remote working, and that's kind of where Flock is now. So yourFlock allows managers and teams, and especially team leaders, to scale the learning and development support that their teams need. And this is the bit where, when we bumped into Liz, and I bumped into Liz at a couple of different gigs, and we got on like a house on fire. And I think it was last year that we came to this event as well, and we met loads and loads of people, and we kind of knew that we had similar values. Now that's great because yourFlock is all about values. So you do yourFlock survey, which gives every team member or individual their Flock profile, and your profile is made up of these 9 different core attributes, and you can pick your top 3. And then you can work out an average, a kind of a culture map for your team. And as you guys know, we're a very aligned team values-wise, because the learning development people we got together all did the Flock survey, created their own Flock profiles, and we're a very highly aligned team because we all share similar values. Which means we could all have fun together, we all work together, and we are very productive together. And that's awesome because our co-creation project was to create learning and development activities. And that's what we did. So for the last 3 months or so, we've been working on that all together. We knew that we could create a proper or a true win-win-win. In fact, co-creating, classic example of co-creation there. I didn't come up with that term. I think it was Anne-Cécile. Did you come? I think you came up with it, didn't you? I think you came up with the win-win-win. Yeah, yeah, exactly. With a bit of co-creation, exactly. So there you go. So yeah, we realised that it could actually be a real true win-win-win. So for the last 3 months, we've been working together to create these new activities. We're really lucky because we've just got a grant from the UK government, from Innovate UK. yourFlock can now use those activities and some of the learnings we have behind the scenes with machine learning. And that's what our grant's going to be into, to be going into machine learning and to use machine learning and data scientists and all sorts of clever stuff. And I won't pontificate too long on that one because it could be for a long time. But that's why it's so exciting. That's why, you know, the idea of co-creating together can be so powerful for a business and an organization, because as soon as you all start working together, you're so much more productive and so much more powerful than doing it by yourself. I think there's the you know, it takes a village or whatever other kind of cliches I can think of, or dream work makes the team work, all these things, but it's absolutely true. Our brand values are all around collaboration and uniqueness and passion, and we knew that we'd come to the right place last year when we met all these people and everyone got Flock instantly and loved it. So I was about to start giving a huge amount of thanks, like an Oscar moment. I was about to say, well, thank you to Liz and thanks to Bridget. But there's like 20 or 20 people that we've all been working with, so I can't list everyone because that takes too long. But what I do know is this, and it's really, really important, that, you know, really grab hold of this idea of co-creation and really working with people. I know it's a bit of a cliche sometimes, but honestly, to make the world a better place, we've all got to do it together. So we couldn't have done it without L&D Cares, and we couldn't have been co-creating the future without these folks. So it's a huge thanks to them. And with that, I'll simply say thank you and hand over to Holly.
Thank you, Dan. I'm Holly. L&D Cares is an all-volunteer group of L&D professionals who came together to support each other during the pandemic. During this time, many people in the world are experiencing job losses and are facing a need to rethink and reframe their careers. There's a saying that 2 heads are better than 1. The spirit of L&D Cares is one of shared collaboration in order to enhance and improve the approach and process of career growth and development. L&D Cares achieves this by connecting people through cohorts for shared caring, learning, and professional advancement. This was a win-win with Flock. The collaboration with yourFlock fit the mission of L&D Cares by co-creating activities that promote and enhance personal and professional knowledge of company culture and team fit, created for and by other L&D professionals. We were a team of 12 L&D professionals who met weekly to create the activities in pairs and trios. My team, with my co-founder Melissa, were responsible for creating the evaluation forms for the activities to ensure that they were both reliable and valid measures of growth. Thank you.
Well, and I am Lulu. I represent the talents, and I am a job seeker, and I am new in the field of learning and development. So when I have a job interview or write a cover letter, I don't have many examples of projects that I have done. So I have to be creative and get the attention in a different way. And recently I have done it by talking about my values, because I've been completing the activities designed by yourFlock. So I see that when I tell recruiters or hiring managers that I am investing my time in owning my own development, they are impressed by that, because it is not very common. So they seem curious, especially when I tell them that I take time to get to know myself, but especially understanding my values and develop my values. Completing the activities provided by yourFlock has helped me to strengthen my skills as a self-regulated and self-directed learner, as I am the one deciding what value I want to strengthen and how. So I am owning my path, and it has also increased my awareness on who I am and what I care about. And I have a real example, because last week I had a job interview, and a few hours before the call, I went to yourFlock site and I took a look to my personal map. So you can see it now. During the interview, when the person asked, tell me about yourself, I spoke about my values. As you can see on my map, my core values are caring, professional growth, and adaptability. So I told him that I'm a person who engages in initiatives that aim to break boundaries between people, that supports others, and that I like environments where I will have to adapt to changes. So it was my first time focusing an interview on my values. And I was really happy that he didn't even ask about my experience in L&D or the software that I can use. And at the end of the interview, he told me that he sees a lot of potential. So as I said, by completing the activities, you can see good examples of well-designed learning activities. You can strengthen your values. You can improve your skills as a self-directed learner. It's easier for you to identify which jobs or companies will be a good match based on your values. And it also helps to tell your HR colleagues or hiring managers why you are a good fit for the team and what you can bring to the table. So, and the most important thing, I think it helps you to be aware of who you are and what matters to you and the things that you can bring to the table. So as you can see, it is a win, 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 and win, win, win. Thank you.
Well, let's talk about co-creation. So as you've seen, we had 3 persons representing 3 areas: yourFlock, L&D Cares, and the talents. And you may wonder, why did it work so well? How did we do it? We were working based on principles. So when I met Elizabeth a few years ago now, we had the idea of co-creation and developed a few guidelines on what would help co-creation. And the ideas of co-creation and the principles that we developed together were taken by L&D Cares and evolved with time. And so now we have new L&D Cares guidelines that I will read out loud for you in case you don't know them yet. And those are the guiding values that helped us to co-create together. Social competence in a social isolation. We are the honeycomb. Everything must start with desire. The necessary knowledge and skills will follow. Value creation in a volatile world. The user's user. Why would the user want your product or service, and why does he need it? The future of work is social, adaptive, and personal. Soft is the new hard, and uncertainty is the new black. Not everything must be an innovation, yet everything is subject to evolution, like the principles. People working together with technology and technology working for people, like the Flock. yourFlock is really working for people. Tap into plurality. Seek to understand and be understood. Explore the potentials and seek positive impact together. That's exactly what we've done with the co-creation between yourFlock, the L&D Cares experts, and even the talents that we included in our work together. We created a win-win-win, but what does it mean? yourFlock got access to experts in learning and development. They created activities for the user's user, so the talents. The L&D Cares professionals had the opportunity to play around with activities, create, and have an hand-on mentality, and work for people, the talent, and had the platform of yourFlock as a platform to expose themselves and their work. The talents, well, I think it's clear with the example of Lourdes. They learn something about themselves, they can practice, they can manage their own learning, which is just like the top of the top, the cherry on the top of the cake. Win, win, win. So for those who like numbers, and I know there are so many stat people out there, we have numbers for you, because it's nice to say we had a good time together, but it's also good to have numbers to back that up. And so, what happened? I interviewed Dan, and this is what he said. They got to know 12 awesome, incredible, creative professionals and worked together with them for a few months. They almost doubled the output of the activities project. Incredible. The new activities made by the L&D Cares experts were 22% more effective than old ones. 22%. I'm not a number person, but I know it's a lot. Top activities were three times more likely to be made due to the collaboration. because we work together, and so people want to do the stuff we create together. And the data guys at yourFlock got 30% more data to play with, to work with, to create the job coach that they are developing, digital coach. And so what Dan told me is that because now they have the grant and all the money from different investors, they are going to be able to offer a part-time position to 10% of the participant of L&D Cares, which has to be confirmed, like the details and how it's going to work. But that's, again, another co-creation that we will have the chance to see and follow through. And so we hope that through this presentation, you had an understanding of what co-creation could look like for you, maybe, and your organization. And our question is, what is your next co-creation? And we're done.
Well, I love doing that. I just before Liz, because I know that Liz and me, we both talk lots, and I said, well, Liz is better than talking than I am. I just wanted to jump in and just say, just another huge thanks, because if we had to finish then, it would have been too early. Because literally working with this group of people has been, literally life-changing for Flock and for our piece of technology, but it's also been life-changing for others, because I know that people have used yourFlock, and have personally developed themselves so they are better for the job market because they've used this piece of technology. Now, without getting all gushy, you can't see my face, sadly, but I'm not quite crying, but it's very close to almost crying, because that's the point, isn't it? Tech for good. We have a chance here, and it's 2021, and the world's it could be a pretty dark place, but actually with technology and doing the right things together, the thing is, you've got to be the change you want to see in the world. So it's only us that can do this. We can't moan about the fact that Facebook doesn't do it, or Google's not very nice, or whatever, because they didn't always exist. But they're not likely to be nice, because that's just the way it is. But we can be, and this is what I love about our collaboration, because I think because we've all worked together, Flock has actually become a kind of a nicer company, and it's got more rounded and clever. And I'm not gonna pontificate. It's purely because we were quite bloke heavy before, and lots of us were men, and now there's more women. I'm not saying that. I wouldn't be as crass as to say that. But technology companies, and I won't rant too much, but technology companies that have more women on the board, and we are very lucky. We actually have 50. I think it's about 60% of the people on our board are women, and we are a very diverse and inclusive group. But having more people involved that are women, and having more people of different generations involved, makes that our offering is better. And that was really my big thing about co-creation. Is co-creation has the power to change the world, but only when we allow everyone onto the table. And and we are truly diverse. We don't just talk about diversity and inclusion. We are it. We don't just talk about it. And it was just a massive thanks for broadening my own lack of emotional intelligence. Has been slightly broadened by meeting you all, and because you're all nice and lovely. And I'm normally mean and horrid. So it's been great to meet you all.
Well, I just want to, so I'm going to take over from Dan, because we're the talkers. But I really want to just kind of reinforce that aspect of what can we learn together, because quite often, one of the ideas is that we in L&D, we have some major power skills, but quite often we don't have the confidence or the awareness around how these can be leveraged or utilized in different ways. And so here, one of the things that we came off of from the L&D Cares career growth summit, one was, why is it so hard to get stickiness to our development plans? And you remember that was one of the aspects that we were touching upon yesterday. So Michal Webb, who is also part of our group, we use the Catherine Lombardozzi's piece to say, this is going to be our guideline. So really helping to say, okay, what's the context? Where does this value come into play? And then understanding that values aren't skills, and making those differentiations around how are we really gaining competence and credibility in terms of what we're doing, and really understanding how values come into play, and helping on those aspects to say, how do we create activities that foster development around values and the awareness, rather than what oftentimes happens is that you get a little activity and it seems very disjointed. So these were the aspects of where instructional design really helped to say, okay, how does this make a difference? And then looking also then to the evaluation aspects around, where are you now? Where did you want to go, or where are you wanting to head? And what are some of those pillars or markers where you can say, okay, I've been able to see progress. So again, this is that aspect around the win-win-win. We created a small process as to how can instructional designers or L&D folks have something that they can share with their portfolio, that they can be, here also, like Lulu said, others, other potential employers can be made aware that these activities and this collaboration work that was awesome was going on, and that boosts their own employability. So really couldn't have said it any better. It was really about a win-win-win. So with that, I also want to give a huge shout out to the other members who are not here today. We're so proud of you guys for representing. So a huge shout out, of course, to Trish Ward, to Michal Webb, to Lisa Curry, to Cordelia Gaffar, to Bridget Randall. Am I missing? And of course,
Michal Webb, Lisa Curry.
Exactly, of course.
And then what I love about it is because I just put it on the chat, because I was literally looking through and just going, oh my God, please don't forget anyone down. I was about to do the same thing, Liz, and do a roll call and say, thanks everyone. And then I realized I'm really bad with names and second names. So I was only going to do first names. So it's a huge thanks to everyone who's in the chat bit there. But massive thanks to us all, because as I say, it's been life-changing for Flock, and it's been a really powerful thing. And as I say, I think we've made, and we will be making, because we're in the UK, we're going to be giving this away for free for at least 3 months to apprentices and from those from underprivileged or underrepresented backgrounds. And that's what has been our promise to you guys, and we are delivering on that. Now I sound like Boris Johnson now, and we're delivering on that promise. But yeah, we're delivering on that promise, because we'll do it for at least for free for at least 3 months, because of all the great work you guys have done. Oh, and then Michal would absolutely kill me if I didn't say it as well. I've also popped in the chat, I've popped a link, because we're also honouring, like we did last year, we are happy to honour 10 free places for team members and company members. Actually, you don't have to be a charity, you don't have to be an apprenticeship, you don't have to be underemployed, because you've been in here for the L&D Cares. Please do your Flock test, and please do it for your teammates, and do it with your teammates, and we'll honour that free place as a thank you to the L&D Cares community.
Thank you. Awesome. So with that, thank you, everybody. And as we continue to do that piece around tech for good and tech working for people and people working with tech, as you consider what are those next pieces, consider the co-creation. All right. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. There's one raised hand. Nope. Okay. So if you have any questions, you see all of our names, and there's also a booth out in the arena. Connect up with us and have some fun. With that, thanks so much, team. Awesome.
Thanks, everyone. Hey. Thanks, Lulu. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Holly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent.